In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a simple principle of passing, the advantage of using diagonal passes. So here in the example I'm going to be using, the team in possession is going to be red playing a basic 4-3-3 formation, and then the defending team in yellow will be defending in a 4-2-3-1. In my last video, I covered zonal marking and how to use zonal marking and the advantages of it. Today I'm going to be talking about a way to bypass zonal marking through the use of diagonal passes. So let's start with a basic goal kick here from the red goalkeeper. As he plays the ball out to his defender, we will expect all of yellow to shift with the ball and shift wide. Okay, now that all of the yellow defense has shifted accordingly to our first pass, let's look at what they're trying to accomplish. Just a couple quick reminders about zonal defending. The team moves as the ball moves. So as the ball moves out wide, we saw the whole defense shift over. So now let's say we can make this pass across our back line to the opposite center back. All of the yellow is now going to shift along with the ball across the field. Now that they've all shifted, we can now see where the space is opening up. It is back on this far side of the field. However, if we just continue playing horizontal passes, it allows the defense to only focus on shifting from left to right. They're never concerned about any passes going in behind the defensive line. So now we see that they have basically just shifted along each of their lines. The defense has just shifted along the defensive line, and the midfield has done the same, and the forward has just shifted across from center back to center back. So this is how a defense will react to horizontal passes. Now if we look at the second type of passes, which is just a vertical pass, let's say our winger checks out wide here, and we just play a straight vertical pass down the line. The defense knows how to react, one guy will step, and now everybody knows to just drop straight back. Because the only angle that has changed is the depth of the ball. So it's gone from being with the red defense straight forward to being with the red outside midfielder. So the yellow defense now knows all they have to do is drop in to help cover. So once they've done that, now they have it covered. And so you can see the only thing that's really changed from the defense is that they've just dropped straight back off from their press. Vertical passes have the advantage of gaining the most ground with one single pass. However, they do come with a couple of disadvantages. Like the first one I stated is the defense knows all they have to do is drop straight back into their position. They don't have to shift left or right. They just come straight back to help defend and cover. Another disadvantage is that typically, if the receiver of the ball is tightly marked, he will not be able to turn. He will have to have his back facing goal. And a final disadvantage is a straight vertical pass is very easy for the man who is on the passer, who is marking the passer, to help cover the receiver as well, while still cutting off any potential drop pass. So as this ball is played straight forward, now the yellow number 11 can cut off the pass back here and also come help press, and we don't have this drop option anymore. So now we've talked about both vertical and horizontal passing and how it's relatively simple for a well-organized zonal defense to shift with the ball when it's just going in one direction, either straight up the field or straight across the field. Let's talk about the advantages that diagonal passing will provide. So as you can see, we've reset from the goal kick. If you play wide to a center back and we get the shift over from the defense, if we have a center back capable of playing this long diagonal pass out to our winger, you can now see the advantage. It requires the yellow defenders to cover a lot more space than they would otherwise. Even the man who's going to come press the ball has to cover a lot of space to step out of the defensive line. And unlike with vertical passing, this winger can now turn with the ball and face upfield, and he's already naturally opened up to facing upfield. It also doesn't allow for any backwards pressing from the initial markers. Obviously, this forward who would have been pressing the center back with the ball is not going to make that run all the way across the field. When this number 11 comes back to help press, he is going to either take the straight line to help press right away, or if he is going to try to cut off a passing lane into either the number 8 or the number 2, he's going to have to curve his run so much that he's essentially not going to be able to help press. The other basic advantage that a diagonal pass holds over the defense is it requires them to shift two directions essentially at the same time. When you force a defense to shift two directions at the same time, it will open up a lot of gaps and a lot of easy mistakes. Well-organized zonal marking defenses tend to work a lot on how do they shift side to side when they press, and how do they step up and drop off when they press. But these diagonal passes force them to do both at the same time. So let's say we find this diagonal pass into the number 8. Yes, it forces the holding midfielders to shift horizontally, but now the retreating attacking midfielders and forward are forced to come back diagonally. Now this number 11 on this side has a question to answer. Is he going to come and help with the ball? Is he going to cut off the pass to an outside fullback or to the winger on the outside? He has to figure out what he's going to try to cover. And basically whichever one he doesn't try to cover is the option that's open. So if we are able to find this diagonal pass from the center back into this midfielder, if he can then turn before this holding midfielder gets out to him, we have this winger in a lot of space, which may force an overcommit from this defender, which either opens up, which you can see here, can open up this space in between the center back and the fullback on this side, which allows for either a dribble into the space or for a run from our forward, or even from a run from our winger in behind. So the basic advantages that come just from a diagonal pass are the pass coming in diagonally allows the receiver of the pass to already be opened up to the field and not have their back turned like in a vertical pass. It forces the defense to shift both backwards and side to side at once. The complication of having to do both of those allows for a lot of gaps to open, and it also causes confusion for where defenders are supposed to cut passing lanes and options. Thank you for watching the video. Please leave any feedback in the comments.